Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chaz Holt. I know a lot of you probably on the call today, but if I don't, I'm the Director of Field Programs with the Cotton Trust Protocol. I've been with this position about 2 years and worked with you guys in the Cotton Belt for about 5 years prior to that. So it's been quite enjoyable to see this road we're on, and I appreciate you joining, taking time out of your day. Some of you might be in meetings. I'm here in Georgia, so I know the Georgia Cotton Commission meeting is going on right now. Hopefully some of you are able to be here with us. But so today we're bridging the gap between your farm and the fashion brands you help supply. You'll hear directly from a leading brand about why the Trust Protocol is important to them and their sustainability goals. This is our third in a 4-part webinar series that we do annually, brought to you by our field teams, our field programs that takes the opportunity to shine a light on what the protocol is doing across the supply chain and why your farm is necessary for the success of all the U.S. cotton. So before we dive in, a quick notes on logistics, the way this will work. I'll be presenting a little bit here, and I'll be passing it off to our key guest here. We'll have questions and answers segment towards the end. So the way we have this structured, it's sort of managed, and if you can, please submit your questions using the Q&A feature you'll find on your screen throughout the webinar. You can ask them anytime. If you already got a question, go ahead and throw it in. If you hear something and you would like more information on, by all means, enter it in the Q&A. We'll do our best to answer some of these questions with the time that we have allotted to us. If we do not, we will certainly follow up to you specifically with the question as they come. So the Trust Protocol continues to gain momentum and increase membership throughout the supply chain. As you can see on this slide, this is just a drop in the bucket. We like to feature as much as we can, but we only have so much room and so much time. But we're very proud of this. The program currently has more than 2,500 supplier members and 45 global brands. This includes icons like you probably heard, Ralph Lauren, Engelbert Strauss, that we'll be hearing from, Levi Strauss and Company, Macy's, and J. Crew, and others. We want you to continue to remind this audience it's important for you to see the demand is growing, making U.S. cotton more preferred than others. So we just want you to be proud of that. It's one thing to talk about commitment, but it's another to see it in action. And that's exactly what's happening here. You can now find products made with U.S. cotton you have grown, marked with U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol logo in stores. And this is continuing to grow, and you'll see more of that over time. This is tangible proof that your efforts are being recognized. This was always the plan, always the goal. We're just following the process that it takes to get there. We've worked with J. Crew, for instance, to release products made with U.S. cotton. And next, Macy's, Gildan, Engelbert Strauss, Suburbia have been able to create products that include hang tags noting that the garment is made with protocol cotton or with U.S. cotton as well. This directly connects your cotton to the end consumer, building awareness and demand for responsibly grown cotton from the U.S. And we're quite proud of that. Additionally, we've worked with members like Ralph Lauren and Adidas and to incorporate program language in their ESG reports. So this is another segment of our efforts across the supply chain. These brands are publicly committing to utilizing Trust Protocol as part of their overall environmental goals and efforts over time. So we obviously offer those results in spades when it comes to the work we're providing from your farms. I do want to note, I'm going to jump in and hand this over to our guest, like I've mentioned. We're bringing you this program from the field staff. I think you know your grow enrollment specialist by now. You've probably been invited by them to be here, but please reach out to them at all times, anytime. That's their work for us, is to be the liaison between you and our team and the rest of the cotton supply shed. I also want to note that the membership team that we have across the globe has brought you these memberships, and they are on this call with us today and willing to answer questions about anything that you might have related to their work. And so we appreciate their work. Connecting us with Mr. Henning here, we're going to discuss here in just a moment. But so the Trust Protocol recently announced Engelbert Strauss as the latest brand to join this program. They are a leading brand for workwear and protective clothing. We're proud today to be joined by Engelbert Strauss. Strauss recently ran the 4th of July campaign directly engaging customers with products made from U.S. cotton verified by the Trust Protocol. Mr. Strauss will share their perspective and insight into why brands like theirs are choosing U.S. cotton to create value for the customers. Mr. Henning Strauss is a visionary leader. He's joined us today. He's an entrepreneur, CEO of Strauss, where he oversees the operations of Europe's leading workwear brand, together with his brother Stefan, and the third generation. They are the third generation at the helm of their family company. Under their guidance in 2001, Strauss has evolved from the catalog-based retailer to a multi-channel powerhouse, boasting 4 mega stores, a flagship store in Venice, California, and one of Germany's top 5 e-commerce platforms. Responsible for branding and product design, it's a cult-like icon in Europe and elevated Strauss to one of the world's leading players in sports sponsoring. Today, to introduce Mr. Henning Strauss, CEO of Engelbert Strauss. So what I'm going to do is pass this off to his slides and his team, and hopefully you guys can enjoy some of the work they've got to share with you. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope you can all hear me. I'm joining you today from Frankfurt, Germany, as you can tell by my authentic German accent. I was born and raised in Germany, and I've been part of the family business for about, well, all my life, really. I'm 48 now, and I've spent the last 25 years actively involved in the business. Engelbert was my grandfather's name, and Strauss means ostrich originally. So we have this beautiful ostrich that's become an emblem all over Europe for authentic and high quality workwear. And we've recently launched into the US market. And what's making us different to some of the other people that you may have met in the webinars, we provide gear to the farmers. So it's farm to farm, which I think is a really nice idea. I have a few slides for you to share some background information. This was a nice visual we did a while ago. We actually, one of our main audiences is the farm industry. We'll be at the Farm Progress Show very soon in the US, and we are a very iconic brand when it comes to agriculture in general. And if you've ever been to Hanover for some of the biggest shows, but you will be seeing us more and more in the US now. We've grown quite a bit. I personally spent a lot of time in the US. I went to school in the United States, and I joined around 2001 to lead the family business with my brother. So I will switch now to so you can see Grandpa Engelbert, my dad Norbert, always close. We've always been direct to consumer or direct to business without middleman, which has been essential to our success in the sense that workwear as such is still more price sensitive. As much functionality as we like to add and as much value that we want to give in high performance fabrics and nice fabric compositions. So you see our father Norbert involved in the business until recently, and my brother and I leading the business. It's still family owned 100%. We turn over about 1.4 billion euro at this point. So you see where I'm sitting now is on the top right corner, our headquarters, outside Frankfurt in a very rural environment, right next to the Autobahn, in case you want to get here quickly. And what really sets us apart, we are the brand, and we go direct nowadays, mostly by e-commerce, but we enjoy doing pop-ups, usually in industrial or farm locations even. That's been the most recent push in the retail world, but we also have very nice flagship stores, of which we could have a lot more, but we've just slowed down a bit because permission planning is always time consuming. So, but there's still a lot of opportunities still on the retail side. Just to give you an overview, of course, at the moment, all our focus is North America. we are coming from Europe. We are, very strong in the German-speaking countries. Been in the UK for almost 20 years. Eastern Europe, very strong. Production base in Asia, of course, but also Turkey, Egypt, and most recently now, the US. We have a line that's specifically made in the US, but also with cotton made in the USA, have the manufacturing base in Central America. So we are very global in that sense, and I can personally tell you, I've been traveling so much over the last 20 years, all throughout, Asia for sure, and of course, America whenever, my time allows. And everyone loves US cotton. It's really, it really stands out. I went to Egypt not too long ago, expecting our partner to exclusively manufacture using Egyptian cotton, which is known all over the world. But I was very surprised that he mentioned that he very much appreciates the consistency and quality of US cotton, and the reputation is really, I mean, be it in Egypt, be it in Asia, or of course in the Americas, everyone loves US cotton. I personally very much enjoy wearing cotton myself. Even nowadays with a lot of synthetic fibers, I still feel cotton is the authentic and organic fabric that feels right on the skin. So so this gives you an overview of where we are, and we sell a lot of garments. Our typical pair of pants is about 70 euro, which is $75 or something like that. So we have big productions, and I like to say trends come and go, cotton stays, which is really, cotton has been around and will be around for a long time. That's why we focus so much on where it's coming from, how we can present how we can get people to appreciate the fabric and the composition, and still add a little bit of innovation as well, but make sure there's a sustainability element and people know where it's coming from. That is increasingly, getting more and more important. Consumers want to know where the product is made, and I can just I always love seeing my product around, so I can very much understand. If you see the hang tag, the US Trust, Cotton Trust Protocol hang tag on one of the products, you must be very proud because it's your product. I feel very much the same, seeing our brand on the item that we sell, if it's seen in the market or on the farm or on the construction sites, which at the moment we're all over Europe, very strong market position. Obviously, we're very new to the United States, but we're getting a lot of requests also from our farm, industry partners. So we are very much looking forward to grow that brand over in the Americas. Oh, that was too quick. Let me go back one. Yeah, just to show you, we've like a few years ago, we even made we did a competition. We call it Farmers Cup at the time. We were asking farmers from all over Europe to use their modern machinery to draw the ostrich logo into one of the fields. So you can see that one. That was even done in New Zealand, and then you see the lavender one, and that was really just a fun way to engage our community, because we, as a brand, we want to be very close to our consumer. We're trusted by the tradespeople. I think that is very important to us as a family brand. People trust the consistency, as we've shown over the last generations. And what sets us apart, the fabric very much focus on high performance, good, durable fabric, and we love pockets. I guess maybe that's a German thing. I'm not sure. We like to say we engineer our pants like we engineer the cars, even though the auto industry at the moment is facing some challenges. But nevertheless, you can see here we are very particular when it comes to designing our products and adding that piece of functionality. We look at a pair of pants as a tool that you can wear. So it's a kind of an extension of your toolbox. So that's why we add all the pockets and the functionality. And nowadays also, with some summers being warmer than others, we add things like hidden ventilation zips, like all these things. But the base really is the fabric. That is the most important component of our product. That people look out for the durability aspect. So that's what I wanted to show. I have some product selection here. Obviously, we're talking about wovens, the pants being our key item, really. That's what we are known for. But we're also very much heavily into the knits. I'm wearing a cotton shirt myself. We provide a lot of not only tradespeople, but also corporations that are looking to add their logo to the polo shirt or dress shirt or the t-shirt in my case. So that's what we do. We all do that in-house. And the base really is very much still is a cotton. So, we put up these numbers on the slide to say, obviously we're starting off with 100% cotton, but now we're playing a lot with 95/5, 65/35, depending on what it is. Personally, I'm very much a fan of a high cotton content with a reinforced nylon. That's really, if the budget for the product allows, that is for me the most preferred composition, to have that cotton nylon. I think the U.S. Army, I've recently been to some of the manufacturing bases in the Americas. They also very much prefer the cotton nylon. It's slightly more expensive, but obviously when it comes to tops, elastane is quite key, and sometimes for color fastness and consistency in the corporate side of the business, a certain polyester content or the stretch for comfort. So it really is that combination that I'm quite passionate about. On the right, you see our partnership that we recently announced with 1620, a brand out of Massachusetts, and we developed a line that is exclusively made in Massachusetts. It's just we have a lot of consumers that are aware of where the fabric's coming from, where's the cotton grown. So that's what brings us to Cotton Trust Protocol with that traceability. But we also want to make sure within our growing range of products, we have a line that is entirely made in the USA. Yeah, so this is really a piece of communication. Has also been instrumental for our expansion into the US. Talking to farmers at a farm show, like we will in a few weeks' time in Illinois, I think it's really important to be using a farm product that we will be selling to, be it a soybean farmer or cotton farmer, like in your case. For me, that is very important to be using to complete the full cycle. Use the product that is grown on the US soil and turn it into beautiful products, and again sell it to the farmers. I think that is a great idea, and that's why I'm very much in support for the US Cotton Trust Protocol, and we add the hang tags to all our products in the US, but also in Europe. I think it's like I mentioned earlier, it is very important to know where the product is come and to understand the circumstances under which the cotton is grown. And I very much appreciate the hard work that goes into the whole process. And we would love to give more insight into what effort goes into that, and human effort, but also the resource that goes into it, and the water, and everything that it takes to really create this beautiful product, which will be with us for decades to come. So you see here, it's like a small picture of our trade stand up in Illinois. I invite every one of you to visit us very soon. I will personally be in Illinois end of August to present some of our new product extensions. Yeah, so this is really what I say. We're very much a family brand. Unexpectedly, we have become almost the number one brand in German kindergartens. There is very much this connection of, that spans generations, old and young, and dad being proud of the son wearing the same, being in the same tradition like I am in a family tradition now. For sure, my father and grandfather were were proud to see their sons step into the footsteps. And our audience, our demographic and customers are very much the same. Many of them have their own farms and or being in the trades and family-owned businesses. So we have a good range of products, and we just like the idea of also talking about it to connect, because the product is one thing. You keep it on, like you identify very much. It becomes very much an extension of you as a person, but it also connects with a certain lifestyle, and that's what's important to me. That we are also, I mean, for sure in Europe, that very much that logo is very much known for trust and quality and appreciation for the trades and agriculture and farming and all the work that goes into it. And I would very much love to see us build that brand and tell people who we are and where we're coming from, and help also our customers and the consumers wearing the product feel good about what they do. So, and the cotton obviously is is a connecting point. Yeah, so this video was actually filmed in Central Coast, California, a while ago, and I would really love to continue, doing more footage. And I would also love to not only show the harvest. I would very much love to present, and be this on social media or in our on the website, or even here in Germany or Europe, to educate our consumer and tell them more about where the product and the cotton is grown. So if any of you feel passionate about telling that story, we would love to hear from you, and we would love to not only show the harvest. I think the cotton feels amazing, but I think there's so much that goes into it, and I think people really should know, so they appreciate the product they're using every day. And this was the idea we had, so I don't know if you have any ideas of how this could be. This is just like something that we did earlier today, on the computer as a simulation. But just to say, we love cotton, we love working. We're very proud to be a partner now of the U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol. I'm personally very honored to be speaking to you today. I know you're all very busy, getting everything ready. But I would just love to connect further, and just to not only add the hang tag, but also tell a bit more about what goes into the project. And us being the workwear brand, I think that is very we are very much an organic connection to what you guys do. So thank you very much for your attention. This is our Engelbert cartoon. I had a Disney guy do the character, because it's not so obvious that Strauss means ostrich in German. So we, as some of you may have seen, we are on the postseason MLB helmets. We like to do a lot of sports. We're passionate about sports ourselves, and so there's a great sports season coming up, and for sure there's a great harvesting season for you guys. So thank you all very much for listening to me today.
Well, thank you very much, Henning, and that was a great presentation you had for us. Excuse me. I did have a few questions, and one was sort of answered. Was answered quite well, I should say, and it was going to be, why the U.S. protocol, and I can just touch on some of the things you mentioned. You repeated the word trust over and over through your descriptions there, quality, reliability, and other things. So we appreciate you choosing the Cotton Trust Protocol for that. If you have anything else to add to that, that would be great for our growers to hear. And then as that transitions from why the protocol for your product, I think everyone has a question of where can we find your products in the United States?
Well, the easiest one nowadays is online, but we are still, people ask me, so how big is your business? I always say, well, we're zero, we're starting. We are very much at a starting point. We have managed to get we've reached out to some, we have some exciting new connections. We have a lot of people ordering online already, and we are very passionate and very much looking forward to present the product at the trade shows. I think that to me is very important. I want to be, I don't look at us, I mean, nowadays over here we have a lot of nice looking products, so they, get the misleading idea that it's about the lifestyle. Yes, it is about the lifestyle of people like yourself, or like a lot of our customers are based in, the rural communities, so that is important to us. But our product is about the functionality and the, like you said, the trust. So, and we need to earn that trust as a new brand in the United States. And that's why we choose to be very much visible at all the trade shows. We're going to the Husker Harvest Days in October, and like any of the major, even smaller trade shows. And we are looking to add to that e-commerce site. I'm very much appreciate that it is nice to touch and feel a product. I still very much I'm very much a person in favor of going to retail shops. So we are connecting with various channels to position the product and make it more accessible. But the easiest and the most imminent option for now to get in touch and try it on is really I very much recommend the Farm Progress Show. I will personally be there, so if any of you get the chance to join, please stop by.
Yep.
We are very much looking forward to to speaking with you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. We're not gonna have a lot of time, so I do have a couple questions I'm gonna throw at you again, and if we have more questions that don't get answered again, like I said, I will answer them after this. But Mr. Henning, there, do you see any specific similarities or differences in the European and American consumers? And to wrap that question up, could you mention if there is anything that the protocol could do better to focus on whatever emphasis you are finding?
Well, I think with the U.S. consumer, it's so obvious. U.S. cotton, U.S. That is a very very obvious and easy story to tell people, to have that connection. This is our soil, product grown on U.S. soil. I think it has a very special meaning. In Europe, we really much of talk about the sustainability side of things. How cotton, and people are not even aware of the resource that goes into cotton. People just like the whole consumption of textiles and fashion is, I'm very I'm quite reserved when it comes to all the trends to fast fashion. I think we should really, let people know that the product really uses our resource, and I think the U.S. cotton is Trust Protocol is doing a great job in talking about the sustainability and the usage of water and the traceability. I think that is very much important to tell people, all over the world. But I think in Europe, people are very much keen on using cotton products. I sometimes I don't know if that's due to some of the weather we have in the northern part of Europe, but I'm sure towards Canada you also have some, or the northern states, you have cold winters. But I see a lot of potential still for cotton. I mean, just myself, like a few years ago, I was keen to try out some of the new performance fabrics, synthetic fibers, and all this. But within our range, we even see almost more of a trend towards the innovation when it comes to cotton blends and cotton compositions. I think that is key to increase the cotton percentage to give that organic and natural hand feel. I think that is what the consumer really appreciates. And if we can add a level of comfort by adding a little bit of elastane or reinforcing, in our case, durability is key. So having that little bit of a nylon added, I think that is that is a great product, and we need to tell people that this is a perfect solution, and that is, I think, very much in your interest as cotton growers, and the Trust Protocol, I think, is doing a great job in raising that awareness amongst consumers.
That's a great response. I appreciate that. And again, we are getting up to the end of the half hour, and we're getting more questions come through. We might give it one more question, but I also want to just sort of summarize for some of our grower participants that are on this call. I want to remind you there's over 1,500 growers that have an opportunity to watch this in the recording if they haven't joined. So your message is getting out there clearly. So I appreciate that. I wanted to drive home the point, everyone. The protocol staff is here for you as growers. Mr. Strauss is discussing and wanting opportunities to connect more, get more footage, engage with us as growers. So we're here to help that. And hopefully we can be your resource, Mr. Strauss, for that. Again, the drive home point, traceability seems to be something that you are appreciating about the protocol, and we're certainly delivering the best we can there. We do have a couple more, give it one more, and we're going to have to be cognizant of everyone else's time. So I'm on this, but you might just one more sustainability certification from U.S. Cotton.
Jazz, could you repeat it? The connection was lost.
May have broken up. I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. Yep, I'm having troubles today. There was a question regarding U.S. Cotton. Is it the quality or is it the sustainability aspects? The quality of the fibers, or the sustainability, traceability more so than the other?
Well, I think it's both, really. I mean, if I talk to the to our vendors, to all the our factory partners, they appreciate the quality. Obviously, if you're a manufacturer, you want to have that level of consistency. So I think amongst those people, they very much appreciate the consistency, as we do, of course. We our consumer, and most of our products are NOS, so we are consistently selling the same items over many years, and people compare quality, and they want to have that consistent level, especially if they buy product for their staff. So they want to make sure not only the colors, but also the fabric is consistent in quality. The consumer, the more private the consumer, but also amongst the more corporate customers, they ask for the sustainability. So I really think it's, you're doing a great job in having that combination. I even feel it goes hand in hand if you do a traceability, and it's kind of a methodology of how you grow your products and your crop. So I really think it's that perfect combination that is positioning yourself very well in the global cotton market.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's wonderful. We'd love to hear that. And again, driving this value back to the growers is one aspect of us, but we're here to service your company needs as well. So we're glad to have this conversation with you today, Mr. Strauss. We appreciate your time. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, let our producers get back to the field and get back to their meetings and other things they're involved in. Again, we'll be sharing this out through our memberships. It's going to be available for anyone that's interested. So like I said, your impact will be widely distributed, Mr. Strauss. So we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All right. We'll sign off. Thank you, everyone.
All the best. Yep. Bye.